I was going on this good path.
I was going on this good path. She was going towards her spiritual journey, and then evil entered her life again, usually in the form of an ex-boyfriend or an ex-friend or a toxic family member. It's always the people from your past who try to reconnect with you when you're going up. So this is also something important to pay attention to.
Was her boyfriend. She was thinking that they were going to get, married, that God sent him back into her life and they were going to get married and have children and live happily ever after. But that was the furthest from the truth. That was what the devil wanted her to believe. That young man that came back into her life was definitely doing witchcraft on her for the purpose of sacrificing her, setting her up for a sacrifice. Now, this is important for targeted individuals. If you're a target, take notice to what brought about her demise. She came out of the church. She's falling back into her old ways. All of this is a setup to force her to a point to where she can commit suicide. Now, keep in mind, these people are all sacrificing her. This is part of a spiritual ritual that's taking place of people around her who are connected to the occult, connected to demons, and they are getting her to do what they want to do. In other words, they're influencing her mind to carry out her own demise against herself without her really even knowing what's going on. She realizes that something's wrong, but she doesn't know that it's the people around her, particularly her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend.
Because I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior, like He will save me, like because of that, I'm saved.
It's like 98% of the people who are being targeted are children of Jesus. It's the believers, right? The people who have a strong connection with the spiritual world. She fell into her old ways, and this is all because the church was full of demonic people. This is why I don't like the church. I don't really trust people who are too fanatic like that and who have a very narrow mind, because they are usually the ones who hold the lowest vibrations, the lowest thought forms, and they are still thinking in a very outdated way that can make them perceive you in a very distorted way. And this is dangerous. This is where the jealousy comes from, right? From people perceiving you in a way that's completely distorted but beneficial to their belief system. This is witchcraft. It's jealousy. It's a person misperceiving you according to the belief systems and the life experiences that they have. So if you're surrounded by very narrow-minded, insecure, egocentric people, they will misperceive you. Especially if you are a light, a very strong light, like this lady right here. You can see her videos. Her light is so strong.
I am TYRA Spaulding. As we celebrate 61 years of independence, I want us all to reflect on the many achievements of our little island. Jamaica is a global powerhouse in the field of athletics. Did you know that Jamaica was the first Caribbean country to go to the Winter Olympics in 1988? And now, the Reggae Girls and the Sunshine Girls are delivering a historic performance in the netball and football World Cups. Our culture has a huge imprint on the world, from our reggae music to the Blue Mountain coffee, the jerk chicken. Oh, I love my country. And the best part is, it's 100% ours. No one else can claim ownership over what we have. I'm so proud of my country. Happy Independence Day, Jamaica.
Just everything about her is light, and she's very young. So she can trigger a lot of feelings of resentment and envy, not only in women, but also in men. It's very dangerous to be beautiful, smart, bold, just a high vibrational being when you're surrounded by low vibrational, insecure people. It's dangerous. It can end up with the person just unaliving themselves or being set up for sacrifice, and then everybody says that she ended her life. But we don't even know, because at this point it could be anything. It could be that they literally poisoned her, because it happened to me many times. These people was poisoning me, drugging me. Of course, they are never gonna talk about that, because this is what narcissists do. They talk only about the things that benefits them. But they poisoned me, they drugged me, they spat on my drinks countless times. And they enjoyed every single minute of it. Men and women in that country. Even though I was alone, I was a woman alone, they were doing all these things to me and nobody helped me. Why? Because there was also a very humiliating smear campaign against me running all around. And people, like, if I asked for help, they would just laugh and never believe anything of what I was going through. And this is why they do the smear campaigns in the first place. To destabilize you, to discredit you, and to make people feel like it's okay to hurt you. This is very satanic stuff. There's no other name for this. You can try to avoid as much as you want, but at some point you're going to have to face the fact that some people are just demonic. Period. There is no other explanation.
Disclaimer, my dad was a Freemason. He passed away in 2017. I don't know if the events that have been happening recently have anything to do with that, but...
All right, this point that she mentioned here about her dad being a Freemason definitely connects her to the targeted individual program. She is obviously being set up by everyone around her. Her boss and her supervisor are the same person. They are potentially connected to Freemasonry. The guy that she was afraid of in the church, potentially he was connected also. They all seem to be connected in one way or another. And again, this is a ritual sacrifice. This is what they do to elevate in the occult. They usually find a pure soul like this young lady, and they influence her to the point to where she unalives herself. And by doing so, they elevate in the occult.
Oh, Lord have mercy. How do I even say this? Help me, Lord. I basically got a job, a commercial gig.
So this is where she starts experiencing the targeted simulation program. This is a mindfuck. Let's see.
I normally get these commercial gigs, but this one was a little bit different. In the sense that I believe I was being tested somehow. It sounds weird, but it was almost as if I was in a game or some form of orchestrated world where the people around me were a part of something, and they were trying to show me stuff, like open my eyes to certain things. Like it felt very set up. There were a lot of clues and like messages, and even like the people, they would say something and I'm like they were signaling to me. I feel like this is, I'm going to sound crazy, but I feel like it needs to be said.
I feel so sorry for her because she was right. This is real. They were all part of that simulation thing. And this is the purpose of the game, is to make the victim look and feel crazy. I went through the exact same thing. This is where I got to see the layers of the operation. I said this in one of my first videos of gang stalking, because when I went through this simulation thing, God showed me the layers. They were trying to set me up, telling me a lot of crazy stuff, and they were trying to mess up with my mind, and they were trying to trigger me to make me become violent so that they could record my reaction and then paint me as a crazy person in front of everybody, so that then they could validate taking me to the mental asylum, and nobody would believe me and nobody would help me. This is what they wanted to do to me, but I got away because of God, because I can hear him clearly. And they hated that. Oh my God, they hated that. When I told them that I knew what they were doing, they became crazy. No, don't say that. Come with me, Ale, come with me. Don't say that. Because one of the people who were running the operation, he became crazy because I discovered them. I made videos. I called my embassy. I called my grandmother. And I told her exactly where I was and exactly what they were doing to me. So they freaked out. They went crazy because they couldn't get me like that. And I could see all the actors, I could see all the setup, I could see how everybody was expecting me to react, and they were preparing for my reaction.
Game or some form of...
It makes you feel like you're in a game. It makes you feel like you're in some kind of movie. So when they realize that you are seeing the game, you're seeing that everybody's involved, because they want you to notice. They want you to notice so that when you speak about it, then they can gaslight you. Once you invite that energy of gaslighting, that's when they are going to start telling you you're crazy. They did this to her. They told her you're crazy, you're out of your mind. They took her to the mental hospital. They tied her up. They wouldn't let her go to the toilet to pee because they wanted to collect her urine so that they could do more witchcraft and tests on her. And this is real. Okay, this happens.
Guys, long story short, everybody tried to convince me that I was losing my mind. They were like, oh, TYRA, you're not well. And this one guy that works like in the complex, in the office beside me, he was like, oh, TYRA, you should come with me and like let me take you home or whatever, like you're clearly not well. And I was like, no, I don't want to go with you, go away. And then somehow my family ended up at my workplace. Who called them? I don't know. My family was there and they were like, TYRA, you're not well, come with us, like come with us. And I was like, what? Like, how did you even get here? No, like, I don't want to come with you. I don't understand. None of this is making any sense to me. I don't know if it's a spell or what, but I felt like I had to just go through it.
All right, so listen up, guys. What she's describing is what's called a spiritual hex or a spell, just like she said. People that were doing witchcraft around her, they were all working together. They were doing witchcraft on her to get her to question her reality, get her to sort of appear as though she's mentally ill and convince herself that she's mentally ill. And this would be the tactic that would actually get her committed to a hospital, to a psych ward.
So anyway, by this time it was like night and my family was there and they were like, come with us. And I was like, no. And so I was sitting there in the building and I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave on my own accord because these people are all acting weird and they're all trying to convince me that I am out of my mind. I tried to leave. They all prevented me from leaving. So like, this is where most of the confusion was, because I was like talking to them. I was like, so why are you guys preventing me from leaving? I don't understand. Like, you guys were just saying, come with us. And now that I'm trying to leave, you're preventing me from leaving. Guys, I tried to leave that building. I had to fight. Literally physical fight. And they were preventing me from leaving. At one point, I screamed out my lungs and nobody came to my rescue. Like, that's when I was like, oh, this looks like a setup. Like, it was set up this way. Or they stopped, wrestling with me for a little bit. And I sprinted and I tried to jump over the gate. And I reached like on top of the gate and they held me. They grabbed me, like pinned me to the gate, and they were like, TYRA, you're not leaving. While I was on top of that gate, a car pulled up right in front of the gate because the gate was like closed, so I was trying to like jump over it, and the car pulled up right in front of the gate, as if to say, even if I do make it over the gate, he was going to prevent me from leaving. Guys, I don't know what the hell this was, but I just realized I just had to see it through to the end. So they got me down off of the gate and I realized that this might be like a real setup. Anyways, someone called the police. I was like, you guys are holding me against my will. Like, at this point I stopped like trying to fight back. I stopped trying to get free. I was just like, do you guys have a warrant for my arrest? Like why is the police here? I don't understand. And then they were like, no, TYRA, we have to take you away. And I was like, all right. And so I went in the police car. My family went with me and they took me to the university of the hospital. They chained me, strapped me to a bed. Guys, as if I was restraining, or as if I was resisting. I wasn't resisting, but they strapped me to a bed. Boy, I can't even say what I saw in the hospital. I can't even say it. It's too much. It's too much for the average person's mind. Like you guys, you wouldn't understand it. You wouldn't be able to comprehend basically what the hell I went through while I was at that hospital. Anyway, so I was there for like 3 days. The worst thing about being there was the fact that I wasn't allowed to pee. Like, I would ask them to like let me go pee, and they were like, no, you have to pee in a bedpan. And I was like, I don't want to pee in a bedpan, just let me walk to the restroom. And eventually, after like begging for some time, they would let me pee. But at one point they were like, no, you're going to have to use the bedpan. Why? I don't know. I have no idea. Like, while I was there, they injected me, they drew my blood. Nobody could tell me why exactly I was there. They eventually let me go. I was on some medication to help me sleep. They increased the dosage by 400%. Why? I have no idea. Anyway, basically after that, I just went back to work. Like, everything was fine and dandy. That's not even half of the story. So many other things happened. It's unfathomable. Like, I can't even mention it. Oh, even like my boss was there, and he was like, oh, come, TYRA, you're not well. My boss and the HR manager, they were like, TYRA, you're not well, you're not well. Oh, man, it felt like the world was against me. Like, the world came down on me. And up to now, I still don't understand it. Was it an attempt to drive me insane? And if it was, orchestrated by who? Like, even one of my coworkers, they were trying to convince me that I'm out of my mind, and they were like, oh, TYRA, it's okay, you know, like, I know a lot of people, you know, life is so hard and them head just chip as a result. And I'm like, I am in my right mind. Why you keep trying to convince me that I'm not? Like, I don't understand what the hell this is.
This is why I say that a lot of women do not realize how evil the world is by thinking that you can go around and people have the same good intentions you have. It's not like that. You should be careful, and especially with men. Do not lay with men if they are not providing for you. Do not lay or talk to men who do not have a strong connection with the Most High. They are not safe anymore. This is just the truth.
It felt very set up.
Yeah, you were being set up. And I feel so sad because you can see she's struggling to say this, and she's struggling to recall things. She's struggling to tell her story in a way that she feels that she's going to be listened to and believed. This is why I also tell you guys that it's important not only to ground yourself and your mind, but also to write down your experiences, because as you write it down, you will be able to recall things that you may have forgotten. It will help you to really stand strong in your truth. It is important as a targeted individual that you learn to stand strong in your truth. And this is how you do it. You need to ground your energy, please, because these experiences are very hard for the spirit and for the body. It's important that you organize your mind, organize your story, organize your truth so you can stand on it. This will help you to not only tell the story, but stay alive and stay strong mentally. You can see that she is cognitively dissonant. And you can also see that it's like she has two voices in her head. And these two voices, one of them wants her to stay alive, and another voice is telling her to end herself.
My mind is trying to kill me. And if I do nothing, I am going to die, guys. Every day I get up, my mind tells me to go and jump off a building. It tells me to go and overdose on pills. It tells me to go and hang myself. I am fighting for my life.
She went further to say she felt as though there were two versions of herself, one who wants her to live and one who wants her to die.
This is cognitive dissonance. When you have two opposing beliefs, you just gaslight yourself and you don't know what's true anymore. You don't know which voice to listen to. This is why I tell you, it is important that you learn to listen to your thoughts. Because reality is not going to be as it has been so far. Reality is changing. As Mama Gaia raises her frequency, a lot of things are going to change. So you need to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to be able to understand the world better, to be able to stay safe. We lost her because she didn't have this knowledge. She didn't have anybody around her, and her family ended up gaslighting her further and questioning her experience. She was fighting for her truth. She just didn't know how to stand on it.
Anyway, let me not go on and on and on and ramble.
You see how she's gaslighting herself there. She doesn't know how to stand in this mystical truth. This is what we call mystical truth or mystical intellect. Her mystical intellect is trying to come forward, but because she doesn't have a strong foundation, energetic foundation and spiritual foundation, to trust her spirit world, her inner world. Because you need to cultivate this. This is something that you cultivate. Some of us are born with it, and some people need our assistance.
I was already in a state of mind.
They love setting you up in these moments, by the way. When you're unstable, when you haven't slept well, when you are consuming substances. And sometimes you maybe don't even do any of those things. You maybe don't even participate in any of these substance taking activities or parties or anything social like that. Like, I stay at home most of the times, but they will find a way to intercept you and to send someone so that they can take you out and drug you and do all those things to you. This is what happened to me. The people who know me know that I rarely go out and I don't really like people that much. It's just like energetically, I cannot understand people that much. So I like to stay in a lot. And I remember that my handlers were constantly trying to get me out of the house. So much so that they made me cancel my apartment because I wouldn't go out. I would order my food, I would stay inside or just go to the supermarket and cook inside and just chill by myself because I know how to chill by myself. They found a way to make me quit my lease and put me in another apartment, a compound, where there was like a lot of neighbors and there was a pool there and there was a gym, so like a community, right? And they were planning everything. And you know, my handler used to come to visit me in this apartment where he put me, and he would say to me like, why you never go downstairs to the pool? Like, go downstairs, have some drinks, and you know, I give you money, and there is a restaurant there downstairs by the pool, and there is also the gym. Why you haven't been going outside? So I was like, yeah, well, maybe I will. But I didn't want to do it because the smear campaign was already active and I didn't feel like going outside. Besides, I'm used to working out at home, so I didn't feel the need to socialize or go to the gym or just anything like that because I just wanted to avoid more drama. But this person insisted so many times to get me outside of the house, and when I finally did, one guy came to invite me to a dinner. First I said no because I didn't like his vibe that much. And then he asked again, like the next day. And then I said, well, okay, I never go out, I never do anything, so I'm just gonna go for a dinner. What can happen, yes? And this night was when they set me up. They set me up to make videos of me like I was an alcoholic, like I was a drug addict, like I was a prostitute. The guy kind of set me up to make everybody believe that I slept with him and that I charged money for that, which was not the case at all. I was just like, I just accepted dinner, and then he created everything else. Like, he wanted to order drugs and he wanted to give me more alcohol and he wanted to take me to his apartment. He was like saying thank you and thank you and thank you, and I was like, and then I realized that he was, you know, the cutting and pasting thing. They were trying to set me up to say that I charge him for sexual services, and that's why he was saying thank you. This is how fucked up these people are. Another girl who commented in one of my, she said something that is so real. She was a highly educated woman, and she was extremely beautiful. So her image made her have a very high credibility. So to destroy her credibility, what they did was like they started saying that her degrees were fake and that she was a prostitute. They do this to destroy your credibility, to discredit you in front of, all these naive people, ignorant people. They will believe this because if you're already making them feel insecure because of your presence, of your intelligence, because of your light, your magnificence, your spirituality, they will believe whatever they have to believe so that they can find an excuse. It's an excuse to see you as the bad person, not have to confront their feelings of jealousy. So the whole gang stalking thing is fueled by jealousy. They use the lack of awareness of people and the lack of emotional intelligence in people to set them against you. And if you really take a look at the people who are being targeted, it's always, like extremely beautiful women, high vibrational women who are, like natural leaders, beautiful people. They do this to beautiful, angelic people. And they destroy entire communities like this. They destroy beautiful people like this. As you can see, the case of this Jamaican girl, she was a Miss Universe at only 24 years old, I think. Yeah, they destroyed her life, basically, out of jealousy and envy. They target you, but usually, as you say, they use what your strongest point is. Mine was, I was highly beautiful and highly educated. When beautiful, educated female, doctor with no felonies speaks, people usually listen. So my degree had to allegedly turn into a high school dropout, and my beauty into alleged prostitute. They also do not only target men with child abuse. They rape me, but they send the girl to say I'm a lesbian and a pedophile. So I didn't understand that part very well, but yes, this is what they do. And this is all jealousy, right? Being around jealous, low vibrational people can destroy your life completely. It is dangerous to be beautiful, it's dangerous to be smart, and especially if you're alone, you don't have support. The only thing you have is God. Your obedience is what activates your protection. If I wasn't obedient with all the things that God has asked me to do, I probably wouldn't be alive right now. Like, I have been through so much alone, being a woman, a beautiful woman alone in the world, that sometimes I look at my life and I'm just like, how the fuck am I still alive?